Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. Breck, we're more than a playground.
Hi, gang. Clarence Buggs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Buggs Show.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Cador Show, Clarence Buggs, along with the coach. Man, sounds like these late fall, late winter, early spring outages are beating up on you like they're beating up on me, Coach.
Well, man, listen, it started this weekend, Saturday. My son and I went out, and that baby jumped on me, and she ain't let me go yet.
Got that monkey all over your back.
Oh, my goodness.
And normally, this time of year is where you start trying to gear up for that, because for God knows how many years you were out in the dust and the grass and the hayweed and all of that kind of stuff. But it's just something that you never get used to, right?
You can't really get used to it, and it's just it's a constant reminder that you ain't safe from it.
Yeah.
You may stay in that house. With me being retired, so I'm not out as much as I used to.
Right.
So I have some safe haven.
Right.
But boy, when it's done, you know.
Well, since the last time we were with our television audience at home, a couple of major news stories breaking. As a matter of fact, one of them was actually breaking while we were recording the show last week. But here locally, the big story, LSU firing for cause. Head basketball coach Will Wade. Kind of hard to feel sorry for this guy, isn't it?
Well, he did. I felt sorry for the first one when he got caught on the FBI wiretap.
Right.
I sort of felt sorry there.
Why?
Simply because a lot of them are doing what he did.
Well, yeah.
So you understand?
Yeah.
I sort of feel sorry. But the thing I don't feel sorry about, why would he write a check out his wife or do an account? That I can't feel sorry for. Why would he give someone money who called and say, I got information? Why would you get involved in that? Once you knew that maybe something was out there, let him go ahead and put it out there, because you can't stop wrongdoers from coming after you.
Right.
It's sort of like in the mob.
Uh-huh.
That's why you don't get involved with them.
Yeah. It's in tennis, they call it an unforced error. In other circles, it's called shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, Clarence.
He brought this on himself, Coach.
He certainly did. I mean, and I'm sure he lay in his bed at night or in his private moment, he said, how stupid was I?
Yeah.
Why would I do this? You know, why? Normally, guys let assistant coaches do that. That's what the big guys do.
Right.
They know it's a dirty thing, and if something is going on, the assistant coach is going to take the hit.
Right.
It doesn't make it right
Right. Well, of course not.
because it happened to a couple of big-name coaches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They got Rick Pitino,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't go get them other ones
Right.
because they want. It's sort of like Roger Clemens. It's sort of like they got Roger Clemens and they let some other people off.
Right.
That's what happened. They got Rick Pitino, a Hall of Fame coach, and they let a couple of them off. That were big names too. You got me?
Yeah.
Because they had them, and they knew.
Yeah.
They just didn't have them on tape,
Yeah.
but they knew they were involved.
Once the allegations came out that got you on tape, this is what was said, this is what we're reading into this. It's never a good idea after something like this breaks. It's never a good idea to pursue the path he pursued in refusing to cooperate with the university and their investigation. That sort of thing only makes people want to dig even deeper into what you're doing, right?
He got 3 more years. He was
Well,
able to buy 3 more years
Yeah.
because had he cooperated, they were gonna get him then.
Yeah.
Because you can't lie on the oath,
Right.
allegedly.
Right. Allegedly.
You don't want to lie. You don't want to lie on the oath. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Because it's even worse when the truth come out. See, it's just like a kid who went in the refrigerator and dumped juice on the floor.
Right.
And mama come in, say, what happened? I don't know,
I don't
mama.
know.
See,
Right.
that
Now
doesn't work.
not only did you spill the juice, now you lied about it.
There
And
you
you're
go.
going to hinder me finding out what really happened.
And that's the thing with situation like that. You can't really lie because it's going to come back and get you. The truth, and this is why I used to tell my players all the time, a lie will help you, but it's going to hurt you. The truth is going to hurt,
Yeah.
but it's going to help you.
Yeah.
You see, and it would have, in this case, I don't know how much it would have helped Will Wade because he broke a law.
Right.
And they can't let you get away when they got you on audio breaking a law.
But if nothing else, at least you can throw yourself at the mercy of those that are in charge. Once you lie and hinder the investigation, all bets are off. You can't come to me and ask
That's
me
right.
to be merciful.
That's right. You can't. And I think had he done that, in 3-4 years he would have been clean. He would have been able to get another job. See, people going to be a little worried now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this guy Miller, you and I spoke, I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, from Arizona.
Right. Last week.
He's almost where Missouri is talking about hiring him. Or Kansas State, one of those two. I
Right.
think it's Missouri, though. But he's to the point, and they got him too with the $100,000.
Right.
See, they caught him. And you see, I knew Will Wade couldn't survive because if they fired Miller, they had to fire, well,
Yeah.
he had to
Yeah.
go too.
Yeah.
And it's just so unfortunate. We're in the coach. I was a part of the coaching fraternity. We don't want to see any of that happen
No.
to anybody.
At the end of the day, when people decide how they feel about Will Wade, for me, I feel bad for the good people in the LSU basketball program.
There you go. You made it clear. And that's the best way to put it, Clarence, because the good people get washed in or mixed in with the bad people. And he probably have a lot of good people.
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
that program, who were doing things right, coaches, administrators, players,
Players.
just doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Because they only ran 2 people off.
Right.
So that tells you they knew who were doing wrong
Because
because they had been doing their due diligence.
yeah.
Because
yeah.
they knew it was coming. You got me? And so you're right. The good people get thrown in there. But you know what? They'll surface. The good people come out and okay.
I sincerely hope that the old saying, good things happen to good people, will apply here. Now, let's be totally clear on this. LSU had no choice but to do what they did, correct?
They wanted to do it earlier, but couldn't do it with cause.
With cause.
See, they wanted
Yeah.
to do it with cause.
Yeah,
And they couldn't do it 3 years ago with cause.
right.
Because you got to give a guy his due diligence. But they had no choice here now.
Right.
Because now they had cause.
Yeah.
Once the FBI and they had come up with what they say,
Yeah.
they had cause now,
Uh-huh.
which really worked quite well for them because now there's no money switching hand, so to speak.
How do you think the average college sports fan views an episode like this?
It's hard to say because they're not realistic about a lot of things that take place.
Right. They're like me.
No, I didn't say that. You're realistic. You just use things for talking points.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of fans are realistic
Uh-huh.
because they live in a world where they think that you can do wrong and it's okay.
Right. Right.
That's what they live because nobody suffered the consequences
Yeah.
of wrongdoing.
Yeah.
But we live in a different world where we are being watched.
Right.
And we are example setters. You see, we have to set good image.
Right.
I mean, so we're in a whole different profession where we're not perfect, but damn it, we got to be as close to, we got to try and do what's right.
Yeah. Yeah. You think you'll ever coach again?
Yeah, he'll coach again.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Larry Brown coached again.
Good point.
He may not coach at a big institution,
Right. Right.
but someone will give him a chance.
Is it more?
I mean, I say Larry Brown, I mean Rick Pitino. I gave the wrong name. Rick
Rick
Pitino.
Pitino. Is it more a case of America wants to see an individual overcome adversity? America loves an underdog. We love a good comeback story. Is it more of that, or is it more of there but by the grace of God go any one of us? And we would want to be given another opportunity.
All of the above, Clarence. All of the above. We are a country. We are a country that love to give people second chance.
Yeah.
Now, we don't do it with everybody. And every class or race, we don't do it.
Right.
But for the most part, we do give people second chance.
And it depends in large part on the severity of your crime or whatever it is that you're accused of being at the time. I mean, if you kill 14 people and eat 9 of them, well, I don't know how much I'm going to root for a comeback for you. But if it's a guy that honestly made an honest mistake, then give the guy another shot. But in this case...
Yeah. Or we don't want to say like our former president, I could kill a guy in Manhattan in midday and get away with it.
All right, don't go there. Don't go there.
I know you. If anybody listened, he had to be joking. You could never take him serious for that.
Well,
because we don't want to ever kill no one in midday.
No.
That means you take away a loved one from a family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When
And
I look
life
at
is too
all,
precious.
all the murders, their families being destroyed by that.
Yep.
See, you and I don't know how much that person who got taken away meant to the family, but they had value to the family.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yes. So America is founded on that kind of stuff where we want to see people get second chances, third chances, you know.
Well, it will be interesting to watch, that's for sure.
I would like a second chance.
What, wouldn't we all? And somewhere down the road, we've all had a second chance.
Yes, yes.
We've all had it. Some to a larger degree than others, but
yeah.
certainly all of us in some regard. We want to continue a little more in this conversation, but we're a little late for break number 1. We'll get this out of the way and continue with more of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946.
Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. We continue our conversation on the developments with the LSU men's basketball program and the firing of Coach Will Wade. Coach Kevin Nickelberry is going to assume the reins of the coaching work for the Tigers heading into the tournament. He's got his work more than cut out for him, doesn't he?
Well, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, what can we expect from him?
Uh-huh.
I mean, everything he's going to give us is going to be gravy on the rice. I mean, we can't expect he's not going to win it with this team, okay?
Right.
So he could the thing he could do is fool around and make a run and win 2 or 3 games.
Right.
That would be it, but they're not even expecting them to do that.
Mm-hmm. Understanding, as you said, not expecting them to win. Realistically, if Will Wade were still coaching, how close do you think Coach Kevin Nickelberry can get to what Will Wade would have been able to get?
About the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Who are they playing, you know?
Iowa State, I think it's first
See, I
round.
think it's one and done.
Yeah, they beat Iowa State. Of course, that was
early in the year.
Early in the year, yeah.
It could be one and done there, but you know, I think it'll be about the same thing. I actually think he might be able to get just as much more because now the players may want to prove something.
That was going to be the next question. Word comes down, coach is gone. First meeting you have with the team as the new head guy. What do you say to your team?
Look at you, Clarence.
You knew that was coming.
Well, you
what
know,
do you say to the
guys,
team?
we've got a difficult situation, but difficult situation is what make men, boys out of men. We have an advantage to take care of something here.
Right.
Prove something. Do it for the coach. Sort of like Newt Rockley. Win this one for the Gipper.
Yeah.
It was a lie, but we're gonna win this one for
Right.
Coach Wade.
Right.
You know, I always like to make sure people know out there that Newt Rockley told a lie.
Uh-huh.
It was Gipper. He did not have that. Was not a dying kid, and I don't like it when coaches use that to motivate people.
Right.
I rather use real life things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I'm not fond of that thing. But I tell the story. Ronnie Reagan won the Academy Award
Right.
for playing Newt Rockley and winning for the Gipper. So.
Yeah.
But I just think that there are enough real things that you could use to help motivate.
Without having to resort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
that you know, Coach Wade been put in a difficult situation. Let's try to win it for him. Let's build his spirit up. I
Yeah.
just think that those are the kind of things you could use.
Yeah.
And the kids could respond to that.
Uh-huh. Ultimately, how far back does this set the program?
It depends on what the sanctions are. Getting rid of Wade is not going to set him back. It's the scholarship
Yeah.
and the limitation that is placed.
Post-game appearances.
Yeah,
how that's
the
gonna affect
limitation that-
recruiting and
Once they come
Yeah.
down, that is the thing that cripples
Uh-huh.
programs. Limitation, scholarship, how many in-house recruiting. When you start limiting them, then it's tough.
understanding the age of the young men on this team that we're talking about. Having dealt with young people, their attention spans and ability to focus on the task at hand, how tough is it going to be for these young kids to focus on the mission at hand with all of this other stuff that just took place?
I think our young people today are resilient. They bounce back real good from adversity. And they live in a world of adversity.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
The world we live in got all kind of traumatic
Oh, yeah.
events.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to bounce back from them.
Uh-huh.
You see, and so they're more capable than when you and I were growing up because not a lot of stuff took place. So I think they'll do quite well there.
How tough is it going to be for a coach to follow a situation like this? Or is that one of those things that if you're clean and above board, it's like water off a duck's back. Doesn't phase you one way or the other?
It depends how much you're going to pay the next coach. I'll tell you how much it,
Yeah.
you know, it's not going to be that difficult. I just think that the next coach come in, know he's coming into some bump in the road.
Yeah, some troubled waters. Some troubled waters.
Troubled water.
Yeah.
That was a good song. Yeah. I just think that all of those things, when you look at them, they'll be okay. They're just not going to, they probably weren't going to win anything on a big time level anytime soon.
Right.
Because you had to get the right people.
Oh, yeah.
Big people, point guard, shooting guard, and good defensive team. Those are the ones that's going to win the NCAA tournament.
Meanwhile, Lady Tigers on a roll. You have a top 16 seed in the big dance. This is a turnaround. I think many people thought, and many more people hoped, that Kim Mulkey would bring some magic back to women's basketball. I don't think anybody in the first year thought this was going to be the outcome.
You said they're going on the road? I thought they were playing in Baton Rouge.
The first two games are in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, nobody thought she would turn it around that quick.
That quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, not even I, to be honest with you, and wasn't expecting it because it's not realistic to believe that it could happen that quick.
Right.
But boy, did she do it.
Yeah.
Now, the key is the foundation there to take her deep into the region. We
Yeah.
shall see.
Yeah.
It depends on the region that she's in. How easy is it to get at that number one seed
Yeah.
in that region? You know,
Yeah.
she's a number one seed or number two. She got to be a number one, huh?
And
She a
that's
number
it.
two.
Yeah,
Oh,
two.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the biggest turnaround in an SEC program in history for a first-year coach. Now, understand here that she's not your typical first-year coach. She's first year at Louisiana State University, but not her first year in major college basketball and so on and so forth. Either way, it's pretty darn impressive, Coach.
That's why she's making $2 million a year.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You
Good
didn't
point.
You know, Woodward didn't just throw that money around.
Nah.
No, she is really no typical. She's a damn-born winner.
Uh-huh.
She was a 4-point student out through high school. She won championship. In high school, she won championships. At
Tech.
At Tech, and might have been a 4-point student there.
Uh-huh.
She won championship at Baylor. What else you asking for? She's done it.
Yeah. So, winning breeds winning.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
There's something about it.
Uh-huh.
There's something about it.
Uh-huh. And
If damn winners breed winners, and people want to be associated with that,
Yeah.
and they'll do the little extra things.
Uh-huh.
They'll listen a little more.
Uh-huh.
They'll trust you.
Yeah.
And that's what winning is all about.
Vince Lombardi once famously said, winning is the habit, but so is losing.
Yes.
And that's as true as the day is long.
Yes, it is true, Clarence. You know, people who win games when it doesn't look possible,
Right.
they win it out of habit of believing they can win.
Uh-huh.
And people who lose games that they should have won, they lose them out of habit of not winning, used to winning them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so, listen, I was fortunate I coached in the program that I did not create the culture of winning. It was already at Southern.
Right.
And we won so many games late.
Uh-huh.
As a player, as a coach, I was able to get kids to carry on that tradition. We won so many games late where never give up. You just, you know, the next man up. You got me?
Is that a lost art these days? That belief in self that no matter the obstacle, no matter how late in the game, if we play our best, we still got a shot at this thing.
I don't think it's a lost art. I think people have moved a little away from it. But, you know, you watch, even though Duke can't, they are a program that have done this constantly.
Right.
You know, they may not have been winning the national championship,
Right.
but they've been able to be consistent
Uh-huh.
across the board. Take a team like Michigan State, not the best talent,
Right.
but they're always there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
At Kansas, they're always there. You know, and it's those kind of teams are consistent with a winning formula.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you put on that jersey, when you put on the helmet, the pads, sneakers, whatever, you may not do it consciously, but in the back of your mind, you realize the history of the program, the shoulders you're standing on, the expectations that your family, the fans all have. You can't put a dollar figure on how important legacy and history is to getting young people to believe, because I have this jersey on, I can do it. It's possible.
And it's so important. This is why so important where people who played in the program come back and talk to teams
Amen.
because they can tell them.
Amen.
The story have to be told.
Yeah. And you get a face with the story.
That's right. It's different reading about it than someone coming in telling you about it.
Right.
And you could see the passion and the love that they exhibit because they tell kids what they did. Or someone had a broken pinky, but they played through it.
Right. Right.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Joe Blow got hit in the eye, but he hit with one eye open.
And down goes Frazier.
Down goes Frazier. Oh, my goodness.
We're a little bit late. We need to go get caught up on this break.
You see what Clarence make me do?
You see what I make him do, huh? We'll come back with more of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Smart Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge because BTR is so close and convenient. They're always one step ahead, rather than dead on their feet. So, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud. Or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life. Or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, since the last time we were with our audience at home, the developments in this fast-moving, long drawn-out saga were in the final moments as we were on the air last week. Major League Baseball players deciding to accept the owner's new labor deal, ending this 99-day lockout. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the owners accepted the players.
The players, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. This is the beauty of labor negotiation. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, both of them went home saying they won. Mm-hmm. They won something. Right. They all didn't get what they wanted, but they got something out of the deal, which is healthy in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Now we got to get people back on the field, get them in shape, and go forward. I think what happens, two people who benefit the most, Clarence, the younger players will get more money.
Correct.
And they benefit more from the deal with some other thing. And the older players who could hit, now you have a university DH.
Right.
You extend their career a little more.
Good point.
So this is what happened, Clarence, or you did this. I rather look at it from this angle. Those are the two sides. The youngest won, and the older players won. Mm-hmm. The people in the middle are going to be the one to have to fight to get that $5,000 to $7,000 million contract.
Right.
Because that's where they're going to be hurt the most. They're going to take a lesser player and pay him less
Right.
to make up for the money they got to pay those other two players.
What do you hope both sides will learn and take away from this latest lockout?
That you only can mess with the fans so much. You don't keep messing with the fans.
Yeah.
The loyal fans. Baseball already has a struggle
Oh, yeah.
for young fans.
Oh, yeah.
And the older population is dying out.
Uh-huh.
You got to bring in younger players. You fool around, they don't care. They'll go to something else.
Oh, yeah.
They're not like the older people, so they got to be careful how they mess around with this kind of mess because you got to get younger fans.
Based on your observance of labor issues, Major League Baseball, how long before we find ourselves right back to where we just left?
2006, 26. They'll be back at it.
Will they have the sense this time to say, all right, we saw what happened last time. We already know we have a dwindling fan base. The last thing we need is to go through something like this all over again. Let's start well in advance so we can head this off. You're shaking your head no already.
They're not going to do it.
Not going to happen.
They don't want to.
Is that a part of the process? You have to force the issue to get the issue resolved?
It make them feel that way. See, football, the owners and the players understand they have to work together. See, the owners found out that they had to pay the players more and find a way to do more, get more money out of advertising.
Right.
They found a way. Now, so they did a good job with revenue sharing. I think it's a 40-60. I'm not quite sure.
Right.
But they found a way to make it work.
Make it better than it was.
Than it was, exactly.
Yeah.
So players can live with it. They're not talking about striking. They won't mess with that golden calf.
Right.
Baseball has had an issue because of the doing owners have taken advantage of the players for so long, and they feel we got to fight them. And they ain't through fighting. They're not through fighting. So owners going to have to give up more. They don't have to open their books up.
Right.
So the players don't know what they're making. You got me?
Yeah.
So that's the reason we're going to have more issues.
You mentioned football a moment ago. Let's shift gears on the professional level. Tom Brady unretires, says he's coming back to Tampa for another season. Your thoughts?
People don't know how tough it is to go home. Serious. People really don't understand.
So we need to change. The old saying is there's no place like home. We maybe need to change that to there's no place like home if you want to go there. If you want to go there.
If you want to go there.
Yeah.
But they don't understand. I understand. There are some people who they don't want to go home in spite of what people are thinking about their life.
Right.
They don't want to go home.
Right.
You see? And going home for some people is a difficult choice.
Yeah.
He went home, thought about it, and said, I want to go back. I want to play another year.
Yeah.
And so, even though the wife, they had allegedly reported that the wife told him he had to retire, she might have said that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny it.
Right.
Women and wives have power.
Oh, yeah.
Over a decision
If
like
mama
that.
ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
But
We all know how that works.
When he looked at it and said, man, I ain't ready for this.
Yeah. But now, just 2 months should say what to us? Only 2 months you stayed retired before. Well, you see what had happened was 2 months should say what to us?
One thing he loved off some football. And he don't love it being home. No.
Wait a minute.
Just think
you mean these kids make this much noise all the time?
No, it ain't the kids only. Listen,
you mean you talk like this all the time?
I just think that it's just something that he's not ready to do. He's not fully committed in his heart.
Yeah.
That's or his head.
Yeah.
That's he's ready to retire.
And I guess it's easy for people like me.
There you go, Clarence.
I made sure to put that in just for you. I guess it's easy for people like me to say, well, why didn't you take your time and really think this thing out? Because you brought to me this version that after prayerful consideration and this and that and sitting down with those I love and this and that and the other, and I've come to the conclusion, and I went along with that ride, celebrating your career and, you know, looking forward to a new era and saying good about it, and now I'm going through this mess all over
You're
again.
missing one important thing through all of this.
Okay.
Even though he announced it,
Uh-huh.
Tampa Bay never took him off that roster,
Good
kept
point.
him with that salary.
Good point.
Because they knew something.
Yeah.
They know something we don't know. They had to, Clarence. They wouldn't have done it.
I would hate to think that we've arrived at a point where you would play with folks' emotions, their, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Their emotional capital that they've invested in you, buying jerseys and caps and season tickets and this, that, and other. I would hate to think we've arrived at a point where you would play with these things from people all in an instance to do whatever. Drive up your stock price, sell more jerseys, more season tickets, whatever. And I've got to imagine many average fans will look at something like this, and the next time somebody gets ready to retire, well, you know what, Tom Brady, I don't believe none of this foolishness. I'll wait and see what happens. Is that what we've become in sports these days, in our sports-obsessed society?
Clarence, people got to understand. Fortunately, I've been close enough. I played the sport, football, baseball, basketball. Played it on the high school, collegiate, and professional level.
Right.
So I understand a little better.
Of course.
Some of the things that these people go through.
Right.
You know, I joked about he don't even want to go home. But there are people who don't want to stop. They want to play.
They're addicted to the roar of the crowd and the camaraderie in the locker room and, yeah.
You know, there are people in Latin America, those baseball players who retire, they're playing to their 50s down there in Cuba. Right. There was a player by the name of Vic Davalier.
Okay.
Vic Davalier was a little center fielder, played with Cleveland back in the 60s. He's probably 80-some years old now.
Right.
Vic played until he was in his 60s down there.
Wow.
So my point is, there are people that can't walk away. So Brady is no different in that he might have wanted to retire.
Right.
He thought about it once he got home.
Right.
He looked in the mirror and he saw things a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you know what, maybe I need to go back.
Didn't take him long to figure it out either, did it? Listen. Speaking of things
his wife wanted him to go back?
That's what Alan said.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
The wife wanted him to go back.
Speaking of things that are really easy to figure out if you have to, if you are in the market for a new or used motorcycle, ATV, side-by-side, personal watercraft, whatever, go see our friends at Outdoor Powerhouse in Denham. Kawasaki, Suzuki, Can-Am, Polaris, Sea-Doo, all the names you know, all the names you want, they've got it. And these are Louisiana folk, so you know what that means, right? Lanyard, service after the sale, none can compare. 25,500 square foot facility, meaning if they don't have it, they can probably get it. If they can't get it, you probably don't need it. No, I'm just kidding. They can get anything that you want. Give them a shot. 2323 Florida Boulevard, short drive down the road in Denham. And be sure, while you're there, before you running out the door to get on that new bike, new or used, or that ATV or the side-by-side, be sure to let them know how much you appreciate them sponsoring the Roger Cador Show. Final break. We'll get it done, come back, and wrap up this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Looking to get some keys made, locks rekeyed, or a wide variety of new and used safe? Then look no further than the trusted choice of Alfred Safe and Lock. Conveniently located off of Government Street in Mid-City, Baton Rouge. Trust the expert locksmith at Alfred for all of your residential, commercial, and industrial lock and safe needs. Trusted by Baton Rouge and me, Roger Cador, to protect what is yours since 1946. Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Final segment of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, the New Orleans Saints are said to be making a strong offer, quote unquote, to obtain Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson after a grand jury declined to indict him on any criminal charges regarding allegations of sexual assault and sexual improprieties by more than 20 women. We talked earlier in the show about how America loves a comeback. America's the land of second chances. Understanding there were no criminal charges filed, but the attorney for the women involved say that the civil cases are moving forward.
That's where they'll get the money.
Right. Is that a distraction you want in your locker room? Or, wait a minute, grand jury did not indict this guy. So we trust the process as far as it's gone so far, at least criminality-wise, says he's good to go. What side carries the most weight, or do they balance one another out?
Well, in terms of, we still got to see what the league is going to do with their penalty.
Right.
And then, obviously, the money issue has got to come out because that's where the civil is where the plaintiffs will obviously they'll try to get the money.
Right.
And it's going to drag out.
Uh-huh.
I mean, whoever gets this guy, there will be some publicity that's adverse.
Yeah.
No matter, you and I could get him.
Right.
If Will Wade could get him to New Orleans, make him a strong offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Make that strong offer. You know,
Right.
then we could get him to be a Saints.
Uh-huh.
And so, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
A lot of people want this guy. They're not worrying about this civil case.
And it seems as though the Saints may be saying, all right, we know a lot of people might want this guy. Let's go ahead, make an offer, and get in line and see what happens.
Right. That could be the issue.
If it shakes out okay, great. We're in line. We won't lose any spots.
And teams are looking at, if it's a 2-3 game suspension, they've got a really good quarterback
Right.
for 14, 15 games if they play an 18-game schedule. You got
Right.
me?
Right.
So a lot of school teams will look at it that way. He probably will play in the exhibition season and then have to sit out the start of the regular season.
Right. Right. It's going to be something to watch because while you haven't heard nearly as much of it in recent memory, it's still very much alive, the hashtag Me Too movement in society. And
it's working. So I think in Africa somewhere or somewhere, the Me Too, or Russia, somebody with the Me Too thing
right.
they were marching.
Right.
And I think when women are able to really come together as one all over the world, that's going to be a powerful union.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's more women than men.
That's right. That's right. Shifting gears, Coach Prime granting an interview last week saying that I'm content at Jackson State. I'm not going anywhere. Now, that being said, realistically, how long before somebody hires him away? What is your gut?
Well, I think he's there for 4 years. Why would you bring all of your kids there and abandon them?
Right.
He can make as much money with incentives if he wins.
Yeah, if you win.
If he wins, he get the fans in the seats. He wins. He takes them to play. He'll make the money.
Right.
He could make $6-7 million. And with all of the corporate sponsorship, he could make that. Why would you leave? We'll build a monument for you in Mississippi. Plus, you'll have your kids with you. You're never going to be not. I don't know if any other coach in America have that scenario where they got his 3 grown kids.
Good point.
Well, that age kid are with him.
Right.
Special. And 2 playing for him.
Speaking of the SWAC, Alcorn State scheduled to play Texas A&M in the first round of the NIT. Great exposure for them and the conference.
Yeah, one in the assistant coach from Texas A&M called me about 9-something this morning, telling me that they were playing Alcorn.
Right.
This kid was on when I coached under Andy Stoglin, I helped him out a lot. Now he remembered me.
Wow.
And
relationships.
Relationship. So he called and said, we playing Alcorn. It's going to be exciting. So Texas A&M should have been in the region. I mean, in the 64. They won 23 games.
Yeah, I was a little shocked when they didn't make it. Speaking of A&M, at least Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Texas Southern will play Texas A&M Corpus Christi in a play-in game in the NC2A. This is the same team that, because they focus so much on strong out-of-conference matchups, beat number 20 at the time, Florida Gators, by 15 points. They could conceivably make a little noise, could they not?
They could. And Johnny Jones is doing an outstanding job. And he's got his footprint in the state of Texas because he was at North Texas.
Yep.
So his footprint is there, and he's obviously developed relationship with coaches, AAU coaches, players, families. So a lot of things he's got going for him over there. And remember, it's 300 high schools in the city of Houston.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize it was that many. We talked last week, sending out congratulations to the Southern Lab Lady Kittens for winning the state championship. On the boys' side, Baton Rouge went 3 for 3. 3 teams in the state championship, all 3 won. Madison Prep brought home their 9th state title. Port Allen won their 3rd straight 2A state title. And Zachary Broncos got back-to-back 5A state titles. It's a good brand of high school basketball being played in the Capital Region, isn't it?
Really good brain. I didn't even know about that, Clarence.
3 for
Goes
3.
to show you I've been living under a rock. But that's good to hear.
3 for 3. Yeah, that is something that we should all be proud of. And I've had the opportunity, I won't say I've met all of them, but I've had the opportunity to meet quite a few young men that have played on 2 of these 3 teams. And it'll be good to know, the fans will be happy to know, they're not just coaching basketball. They're turning out good young men. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all supposed to be about, isn't it?
It is what it's supposed to be about. And, you know, we hear about all the killing in the Baton Rouge area amongst young people.
Right.
And in particular, African-American kids. And we'll take for granted all of the kids are doing bad, and that's not even so.
Yeah.
It's some kids, those young people who are doing that are misled, lack of opportunity. They've had bad environmental they've been in.
Right.
So, you know, they just can't get themselves out, so they end up getting in gangs and taking their lives.
When are we as a community going to stand up and say we've had enough of this and straighten this thing out? Do we possess the ability to still?
They're saying it every day. They had enough. It's just we've got to change our strategy.
Is it that the right people aren't saying it loud enough and long enough?
Well, everybody is, but I think the strategy would change. I think we got to find a way to put police on the street marching.
Yeah. It's scary out there these days. And the fact of the matter is, at any given time, in any given place, it can happen to someone that you love. And when all is said and done, these are our kids, y'all. They didn't ask to come here. We brought them here. And as a result, we've got an obligation to give them the best they can possibly have. That's going to wrap it up for another week. On behalf of the crew, Alan, Katie, Marty, the coach, I'm Clarence. We'll see you next week when we come back for another edition of the Roger Cador Show, only on the Pelican. See you then. Good stuff.